today what I would like to do is just show you a video or virtual tour of our Culinary Arts Center. We are located in Heritage Hall, and as Amber said, we are part of the School of Business, Information, and Public Service. What's nice about where our Culinary Center is located is that all of our faculty offices are adjacent to the Culinary Arts Center, and all of our advisors are just down the hall. So it's a very open door, very home-like feeling. Because we're so close, our students are accessible to us, and we help you with any issues that you might have, and helping you almost be like mentors and helping you decide your career field and giving you the opportunities individualized to what you would like to do. This video will be about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So Amber talked a lot about why you might want to choose Owens, but from our culinary and hospitality aspect, there are several other reasons why you would like to choose Owens. First of all, our programs are accredited, and what accredited is that industry leaders, and in the culinary case, it is the American Culinary Federation, they have established competencies or skills that need to be obtained to be a top-notch chef. What they do is they provide guidance for our program, and they come in and assess our program to make sure that what we are providing to our students is the best education. It includes both lecture or knowledge-based education, but more specifically, the skills that you need to have and complete and have mastery over to become a top-notch chef. So we are accredited by the American Culinary Federation, and in 2017 our program was named one of the top 7 culinary schools in the state of Ohio. We recently had our accreditation, and our program is fully accredited through 2024. What I am showing you right now is our Terrace View Café. As we go through the slides, I'm going to be talking about our programs, but I wanted to show what the Terrace View Café looked like when it's ready for service. What we do is our advanced culinary classes will actually do a meal service for the public. So we treat it just like any other restaurant. When you come in, you'll be greeted by the host. You'll be seated. You'll have an opportunity to put in your order. Our wait staff will put it in our point of sale system, and our chefs will prepare that meal and send it out to you. The purpose of having a Terrace View Cafe and the public services is to give our staff real-world experience. All of our studies, as well as the culinary students, need to take dining room and beverage management. Again, it gives real life experience in customer service, wait staff training, event planning and organization, and also the business side of dining services. Through the point of sale services systems, you will learn how to track how many customers are coming through, what their average bill is, how productive your wait staff is, what your turnaround time is from the time they place their order to the time they're sending it out to you, as well as inventory and accounting programs or procedures that are built into that. So again, the Terrace View Café gives you real life experience. As part of the dining room and beverage course, you're also going to earn an additional certificate, and that is the Serve Safe Responsible Alcohol certificate. And, that is, you know, if you're going to go into food and beverage sales, running your own restaurant, those are things, the added certificates that make a big difference. Amber, you can go to the next slide. Okay, so here's just a picture of our restaurant lab. It shows Chef Bill Powell and some students. Chef Bill is giving a demo there. And then you can see the chef line, which services, again, the Terrace View Cafe. But I'd like to start talking a little bit about our culinary arts program and certificates. So you're not only learning the culinary aspect or skills, you are also going to be taking a combination of general education and management and leadership classes. You'll get a good feel for nutrition and also menu design, purchasing, and cost control. So again, I mentioned that the program is accredited by the American Culinary Federation. Our graduates find jobs as chefs and sous chefs, supervisors of food preparation workers, food service managers, chefs in healthcare facilities, and also private chefs. As you graduate from our program, you are actually a certified culinarian. The reason you become a certified culinarian is it gives you credibility on your resume. That, combined with experience that you've gained, puts you at an advantage in the world as far as getting that first job as a line supervisor or sous chef. So it is very important. If you do not go to an accredited program and you wish to become certified through the American Culinary Federation, you would be required to take a bench test and also a written exam. So that's very important when you're looking at any school, is to make sure that they are accredited. You can move to the next slide, Amber. Okay. This is an example of our skills lab, and I'm going to continue to talk a little bit about our program. So our culinary arts certificate is 32 credits, and it's fully embedded into our degree. The culinary arts degree is 62 to 64 credits, and it results in an associate's degree in applied science. The difference between the certificate and the full associate's degree is that the certificate gives you those first basic fundamental culinary skills. It is meant to get you out in the world working. It does not include general education courses or the business management and leadership courses, and also some of the advanced culinary classes. The culinary arts certificate is fully embedded in our program. So what that means is you can actually receive your culinary arts certificate, put it on your resume, get a good job as you're continuing to earn that associate's degree. So it is, again, fully embedded. You're not repeating any courses when you move on to that associate's degree. They're all included. If you're going to complete just the certificate and you want to be accredited by the American Culinary Federation, you would need 1 year of working experience plus your certificate from our program to become that certified culinarian. We also like to give in our program additional skills. We look at what our students would like to see, and we try to incorporate their information into our programs. One of the fun things our students get to do is they get to go to ice creations in Napoleon, and they actually get to learn how to ice carve. So you can see in the picture, that happens to be a maple leaf. It was done by our catering class at Napoleon at Ice Creations, and then Ice Creations delivered it to us, and we were able to use it in one of our live services. Everybody eats and enjoys their meal through many senses. So it's not just how food tastes, it's how food smells and how food looks. So we also teach you how to plate food so that it is as attractive and appealing as possible. We also have a student organization for you to participate in. That student organization does some field trips. For instance, going to a meat butchering shop, going to a farmer's market. We also have our students participating in the American Culinary Regional conventions, and they participate in the Knowledge Bowl. And Owens Community College has won either a gold or silver medal over the past 4 years. Unfortunately, this year our students did not get to participate in it, as of course many things were canceled, including that Knowledge Bowl. The student organization also gives you experience and ties you into giving back to our community. Some of the local community events we participate in is the Mobile Meals Chili Cook-Off, the Mobile Meals Food and Wine Gala. We also partner with Cherry Street Mission, and we provide a holiday meal for them, or just go down and help serve there. So again, we try to tie in experience to back to our community. Let me go to the next slide. This is an example of our baking lab, okay? And if you look, the other two labs had a lot of stainless steel. This baking lab has two different types of tabletops. We have the granite and we have the wood. The wood is used for our breads and pastries. The granite is used for our sugar sculpturing, and even some of our cake decorating, okay? So the baking and pastry certificate is 33 credits, and it is also embedded into our culinary arts degree. So again, what that means is you can earn your culinary arts degree along with your baking certificate. Again, some of our students will go straight for the baking certificate, and then later on, they'll complete their culinary arts degree without having to repeat any of the basic courses. When I say it's embedded into our program, there are 2 additional baking classes that you would need to take, and that's baking and pastry 2 and 3. And that's where you get into some of the decorating, some of the sugar sculptures, some of the candy making, some of the layered pastries, such as croissants, and so forth. So they're more advanced classes. Our employees are from the baking and pastry certificate are employed in retail and commercial bakeries. As you know, a lot of the grocery stores have their own bakeries. Our graduates have actually been managers in the Kroger's and also at Churchill's in their baking area. Some of our students go on and do more of the cake decorating and have started their own businesses. The nice thing about the baking and pastry certificate and any of our programs is that you can combine them with any of our business courses, including the entrepreneurship courses. So if you're interested in starting your own business, we would recommend taking some of those courses on the business side along with your baking certificate so that you're ready to go out in the world and be successful starting your own business. And our Dean, Michael Fall, will talk a little bit more about some of those opportunities in a little minute. One of the different things we do in our baking and pastry certificates also is we give you experience in healthy baking and also in alternative flours, alternative ingredients to deal with allergies and food intolerances. So gluten has been a big thing, vegan, egg-free, milk-free. We will teach you how to also bake, avoiding those foods and using the alternative ingredients to turn out a great product. So that's one nice thing. I did post on the chat, we do have an Instagram account for our baking lab. You can go on there and look at any of our products that were produced in that baking lab. You can go on to the next slide, Amber. We're going to move towards the hospitality management program now. A lot of people don't understand the difference between a hospitality program and a culinary arts program. Hospitality management is more the front of the house. You are visible, you're dealing with customers, you're dealing with the business aspect of culinary arts, food service, resorts, hotels. So again, we're very strong in our hospitality management program. We are rebuilding it. We're working in more exploratory and also experience courses to give you a real insight of the many facets that there are. Some of our graduates from our hospitality management program are employed at hotel and resorts as front desk managers, night auditors, room directors, and guest services managers. We have others that have gone towards the catering and banquet sales, that they're at Inverness, for instance, and other country clubs. We have someone working at the Toledo Club, which is a private organization, and one of our hospitality management students is also working as an event planner in one of our wedding venues here. So with our hospitality management degree, you have so many options, and you have the ability to move up quickly with that associate's degree and also with experience. You can flip to the next. So our hospitality management program is 61 to 62 credits long. It includes business courses such as accounting, human resource management, economics, along with some of the culinary classes such as catering, food and wine seminar, food and beverage management, menu development. Those are all important. Even if you think you're not going to cook, you still, in a hospitality management, you're going to be talking to couples that are going to get married, or convention planners that want to come in and use your facilities. So you have to have the language and the experience to work through the back of the house all the way to the front of the house and to that customer. Okay. We do like to bring in guest speakers as well through the different segments. And also we have good internship experience. And we also have transfer opportunities. And I did not mention the transfer for the culinary arts program, but all of our general education courses are the Ohio transfer module courses. And that's the same with our business courses and our culinary courses. So any college in the state of Ohio, public university, will accept those Ohio transfer module courses for an easy transfer. Owens Community College recently started a college DECA program. Our hospitality management students are eligible to become a DECA member. Through DECA, you get good mentoring, good networking, and you also get the ability to compete in business-related competitions. So the DECA program might be a great way for you to get your name out there and give you some good practical experience. Amber, you can go to the next slide. We're going to shift a little bit because we're going to talk about our nutrition-related programs. We have our Certified Dietary Manager certificate. The Certified Dietary Manager is going to work in food service, but it's going to be on the non-commercial side. So non-commercial food service includes hospitals, long-term care facilities, school systems, senior living, community programs. Again, it's the non-for-profit or non-commercial side of the business. It is a good blend between culinary, management, and nutrition, because you need to learn what is the guidelines for Americans as far as health prevention and promotion. You are able to take your menu planning and make sure that everybody, all your clients, have what they need from a medical standpoint and also from the social and enjoyment of meal service. So this Certified Dietary Manager certificate is approved by the Association of Nutrition and Food Service Personnel. Again, another great organization to network, to look for career guidance, and to provide you resources after you graduate as you start building your career. The certificate is 24 credits. It includes 150 hours of field experience. The field experience are divided into the actual kitchen, food service management and dining management, and also nutrition care, where you're actually visiting with clients, nutritional screening, carrying out the dietitian and the physician's nutrition order for that client. Some of the classes, or a good majority of the Dietary Manager certificate, is embedded into our culinary arts degree. The other thing that you need to know is that the Dietary Manager certificate has many pathways for you to become eligible to take the exam. So our certificate certainly will make you eligible, but also if you complete an associate's degree in nutrition, in culinary arts, or in hospitality, you're automatically eligible to take that Dietary Manager certificate. We have graduates who have completed our culinary arts program who are working in healthcare, and they have taken the exam or are scheduled to take the exam this year to add that additional certificate to their resume. The Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, oversees our long-term care facilities and also hospitals. They have guidelines that the hospitals and long-term care facilities need to meet in order for CMS dollars to be given to their organization. They require every facility to have a certified dietary manager on staff. So again, you know, if you want to go towards that non-commercial area of practice, you would want to consider doing your certified dietary manager certificate. You can go on to the next slide, Amber. Okay, this is a picture of Choose My Plate, reflecting the nutrition component of it, and also that it's not just hospitals and long-term care, but our school systems. As you know, for dollars to come back to the schools to help support school food service, they need to, they need to abide by nutrition guidelines. So again, that Certified Dietary Manager certificate is going to give you that nutrition background to be able to do that. Next slide. Okay. We also have a nutrition concentration, which is a transfer degree. So with our nutrition degree, you will earn an Associates of Science degree with a nutrition concentration. You're going to be taking a lot of your general education, basic education, but you're also going to be taking a few additional nutrition courses, which also includes some field experience. So again, you'll get to look at that real life and how a nutrition degree can turn into a great career. This is meant to be a transfer to a 4-year program in dietetics or food science or any of the medical fields, pharmacy, or if you want to go on to medical school. It's a nice way of getting all of those sciences in that you need to be able to transfer on. Most of our students that complete this transfer degree are going to go to BGSU because they want to stay in the area, and they generally go into the dietetics program there. We do have a relationship with BGSU, and we have a 2+2 program with their dietetics degree. So what I'd like to do now is move to the next slide. And actually, if you can move to Michael's slide, I'd like to introduce our Dean of the School of Business, Information and Public Service, Michael Fall, and he will talk a little bit. I'm going to turn my camera off and go get the students ready to talk to you. We have 2 students that will be telling their perspective of Owens and our programs. So Michael, go ahead.
Thanks, Joanne. I'd like to welcome our guests. I know we had a person or 2 pop in since we started. My role is to make sure this school functions properly for the benefits of the students and the faculty. And I love talking about the programs in this part of our school. And it isn't just because these folks feed me, especially during bread week. It's because this is a really cool area within our school. Amber painted a big picture about Owens and what it's like to be here in general. We got more specific with Joanne talking about being here in one of these programs and doing the day-to-day work. I kind of want to fill in the gaps that hold those things together. And the things that hold those together are the people who are here. I'm very fond of using the phrase that Owens is not a place, it's a people. And it's really evident in these majors that you just saw today. I was taking a few notes, but when I talk about the people in these programs, I call them student artists. My background is in professional sports, so you're probably used to hearing student athlete. These are student artists to me, because when I was in sports, we were crafting experiences built around the game event. We weren't selling tickets, we weren't selling the game, we were selling an experience, a time, a place. The majors within these programs are doing the same thing. You don't go to restaurants simply because you want to sit down at a table with some chairs. You can do that at home. You want that experience. And the cool thing about these students is they know how to provide it. So these student artists do something that's unique in college every single day. That is, their skills are evident immediately. In fact, I came in this morning and they were already prepping and cooking. When you finish a day's work with us, you can see that you've learned something. When you finished a semester's work with us, you know you're in a different place than where you started. And not all majors you can find that. Second is that, and Joanne mentioned this a little bit, is there is some flexibility in this. Even though, let's just take culinary for a minute. If you have a dream of running a food buggy or something like that, there are ways to build up other skills in addition to the core ones that you need. There are other faculty members and people around us that can help tell you about that experience and prepare you for it so that you don't walk into it ice cold. It's a real kind of there's a net around you when you come into these areas. There's a lot of security, a lot of safety, a lot of advice, a lot of guidance. This you have flexibility to let you be who you are. And the one thing that I would say about the program that really makes it fun literally are the students. I have not gone into a class or an event and not left laughing at the things the students were doing. They're fun, they enjoy their work together, they enjoy being together. And let's be honest, if you're crafting sculptures out of sugar, your day is kind of fun. If you're making cookies to send to soldiers stationed overseas, your day has meaning. So these folks are really interesting, and I think you'll see that in a moment. But that's where I would say we make a difference compared to a lot of places. You don't enter our building to come and take a class. You enter our building to come in and craft a skill. To, as I said before, because it's always on my mind, you create these breads, but these breads touch people. People sense them. I've walked by that hallway and watched other people who are in the nursing program or something, and they all stop and, you know, you've changed their day simply by the work that you're doing. And we don't have the time to talk about the chocolate. If we talked about that, we'd be here for quite a while. I could not control myself. But you can see here what a day is like coming in here just by looking at the student experience. Joanne, do you have those students up and ready to go?
They are in a critical point right now.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is Chef Bob or Chef Bill, if you could put on the camera, turn on your video so we can see what the students are doing. We're going to jump to our Q&A, and then we're going to have the students come in just a few minutes.
Okay, great.
So Chef Bob or Bill? So as you're seeing here, our chef in the red cap is Chef Bill Powell. He has been with Owens for about 12 years. He is a certified chef of the day through the American Culinary Federation. With our classes now, because COVID, you'll notice the lab is set up a little bit different. We are trying to maintain 6 feet distance. The restaurant industry will allow you to be closer than that if you're doing a task and if you're wearing the face covering and so forth. So you can see that here we have tables for our students to practice at. Each student will have 1 table right now with the COVID, and also they have a certain set of equipment banks that they're using right now. This class happens to be our Techniques of Healthy Cooking, and this course is basically looking at the nutrition aspect of food. They get time to experiment with the alternative ingredients, flours, alternative sweeteners, alternatives to fat or salt or sodium in a recipe. They do a lot with farm to table. One of the good field trips they do is to Reen's farm, where they're actually going to learn and see how food is produced and how food travels from the farmer through the purchasing groups and out to the grocery stores or farm markets for consumers to purchase. So they do get a lot of hands-on experience. What they're doing right now is they are getting ready to plate their meals. And I should have asked, but I don't know what they're actually preparing right now. But you can get a good feel for how the courses or how our labs do work. Normally, our labs will have about 10 students to them. But again, this summer, we're running labs with no more than 4 students in them so that we can help maintain the social distancing. So until our students get back here, what I'd like to do is just turn it over for questions and answers. Does anyone have questions?
Joanne, real quick, the menu.
Yes.
Okay. We're doing a summer-style lentil soup, chicken with wild mushrooms and Madeira, roasted asparagus, and saffron potatoes. They took a melon baller and made potato balls, and they're poaching it in chicken stock that's been infused with saffron.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Will our students be able to join us or not?
I think we're going to have one or two that are plating right now. I have one that's got a plate. They're getting ready to evaluate that. Maybe I can get them to come up here to the camera and do it up here.
That would be perfect.
Okay.
And what Chef Bob was referring to is our students have to present to the chef a plate of what they've produced. They then critique it by sight, smell, taste. They discuss what might need to be changed in that recipe to make that meal a little bit better, what skills they might need to tune up a little bit more, and when or what type of meal this would be, the menu would be practical for. So they do a lot of critical thinking at the end of their product of the meal. And again, going back to using those culinary skills that they've learned both in the classroom and in other labs. One of the things I didn't talk about is that because it's skills-based, our classes go in almost a cohort. So you can't just jump around from culinary class to culinary class. You need to take them in order because each course builds on the skills from the former course before. So that's important to note as well. Talking about transfer, I didn't really talk much about it other than nutrition and our hospitality are good to transfer over to BGSU. But our culinary students, we've had students transfer to Chicago, to the pastry program there, to Kendall College, which is right across the border from Cincinnati. They have transferred to the New England Institute, Johnson and Wales as well. If you're thinking about or trying to decide between Owens and a proprietary school such as the Johnson and Wales or Kendall College, you can do your first 2 years here and transfer right into the junior year in a bachelor's program at Kendall or Johnson and Wales. So that's one nice thing to consider as well. Some of our culinary students and hospitality students have gone to UT and completed a business degree. And again, that's terrific experience for the business side of the program to tie into those culinary and hospitality skills. So there's a lot of great options. Some of our students, we do partner with SIFT, which is the Center for Information, the Center for Food Technologies. We go over there and do a tour, but if you're not familiar with SIFT, they help if you have a home recipe or if you have an item that you want to take to production and sell in the grocery stores. They will help you take your item from concept through all of the regulations, doing all the nutrition, doing all of the lab testing to make sure your product is safe, and actually getting it to the market. So we do go over there and do a tour from SIFT. We also, our faculty and some of our students have participated in their monthly breakfast meeting. And again, that can go anywhere from starting your new product to you know, farmers in the area talking about how to grow hydroponics in, you know, any of the agricultural food culinary business side of the career field. One thing I didn't show you is that we do have a hydroponic garden. We have actually two, one in the hallway and also one in our back restaurant lab. And there we actually grow some of our herbs and lettuces and greens that are used in our department. I can't show it to you right now because we don't have anything growing. We made the decision to, stop it and to clear everything out when we had to leave campus this past March. No one was going to be around to help take care of it. But we will have that up and going again for our fall semester. Questions? I believe this plate might have been produced by one of our students who has his bachelor's degree in business from UT, but he is a director of food service. Hello?
Nakia Randleman.
Okay, Nakia, can you share with us why you chose Owens and what you would like to do with your career?
My name is Nakia. I'm 21 years old. I've been at Owens for 2 years now. I chose this because I just naturally have the passion to drive hard in the kitchen. I take dedication into my work. I chose Owens because it had the best program as far as culinary for me. I'm from Sandusky, so within about 60 miles, it was the best place to go. And yeah, all of my teachers, they guarantee me success. They want to see me succeed. If I can't get it, they help me out and they know how I can advance and progress.
Do you want to talk a little bit, Nakia, about how our labs run? When you come in the morning, they start at 8:30 and they end at 2:20. So what do you do during that whole time?
So when you walk in at 8:30, you're going to want to set up standing buckets. You're going to have to clean your table, sharpen your knives. You know what I mean? You should have read over your recipes to know what you're looking forward to when you walk in. You want a mise en place or gather everything that you're going to need in advance. That way when you come down to cooking it, you'll have everything there for you. And you'll then begin production. You'll probably want to start with the longest time-consuming thing, and you'll work your way down through the recipes. You'll usually want to finish your execution by the time that chef bill is given you. And yeah, once you get done with everything, you need to present it. It should look neat on the plate, you know what I mean? And then after that, you're going to have to stand at your table again, wash it, pick everything up. You have to wash your dishes, sweep the floor, mop the floor. You know what I mean? Everything that you have to do in the kitchen that's going to prepare you for the real world. Okay. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, go ahead, Nakia.
The dish right here that we have today, we have. Oh, okay. My bad. We have the chicken with the wild mushrooms. We had broke down the chicken and beat it so that we could cook it evenly as quickly as possible. We had sliced our wild mushrooms, sauteed them with leek, chiffonade, chicken stock, fawn, Madeira, sage, thyme. We also did roasted asparagus here with just virgin olive oil and salt and pepper. And we did the saffron potatoes using the chicken stock. I added a little sage and thyme there for flavor. And then I put the asparagus across the chicken that also has the fond with mushroom sauce on top of it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions for Nakia?
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you for sharing. So at this time, we're close to our 1 hour, 11 o'clock. Again, if you have questions, please reach out to either myself or Amber or our Dean Michael. We would love to have you do a walkthrough. We can make arrangements for that so you can see more in person. We would have just you and another person accompanying you, and again, we'd have you wear masks and we would do the social distancing so it's safe. But again, if you'd like to come on campus and actually see for yourself, we would welcome you to do that.